I'm Holly, and I'm going to show you how to make our spooky tree for our Death by Chocolate Stuffed Cupcake. So we're going to start with using some of our melted chocolate flavored candy coating that I got at my local grocery store. I melt a couple cubes in a microwave safe dish in the microwave for about a minute and 30 seconds. And stir it. I use those instead of chocolate chips, mainly because this dries very, very quickly. Now I've gone ahead and done that and put it in a decorating bag that I've gotten at my local craft store. It's a Wilton bag, but there's other brands as well. So now I've also made a little template for my tree. They're about 2 inches tall, and I want a kind of big gap in the center here because we're going to put a moon attached to that, and we want to see that moon, so that's why I've done it this way. You can use the template that we put online on our blog at stuffedinthemiddle.com, or you can make your own. I've also made a half of the tree because I want to give it a 3D effect, and you'll see that as we go forward. But I'm going to put these under a piece of parchment on my counter, and the Post-it helps because they stick in place. And then I'm just going to trace those with my chocolate. So I'm going to start down here and just go up. And it's okay if we get those little extra pieces on the top. It makes it look more realistic and gives it a little bit of character. Those pieces may break off, but that's okay. I also give my trunk a little bit of extra chocolate, and I go out to the side to give it a base. And then I'll go along this one. And then I'm just going to let these dry. It'll probably take 2 to 4 minutes, and then we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and my tree is dry, and I'm going to show you how to assemble it together to make it a 3D tree. I just gently lift off my half tree piece, and I take some of my melted chocolate, and I'm going to run, sometimes when you leave your chocolate for just a minute, it dries in the tip and you just need to squeeze it out a bit. So I'm just going to put a line of chocolate right along this trunk, and it makes the trunk just that much bigger to give it some more stability. Then I'm going to take my half tree and just stick it right in there at an angle. So it's not sticking straight out towards you. It makes it a little more realistic to make it at a slant. And if you just hold this here for about a minute, it's going to stay in place, and then let it dry for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. And we'll be right back. Okay, you can see that our tree is now dry. It's only been a couple minutes, and I'm just going to gently peel this off the paper. Now you may have some branch breakage, but that's okay. That's the way it goes, and it'll still look great. Now I'm going to put our moon on. And I'm using these Oreo Thin Bites, the white fudge dipped kind. But they're a little thick for our purposes. So I'm going to get one out and I'll show you what I mean. So they're a nice size, just the right size for our moon, but they have a double layer here. So it's still an Oreo, so it's a sandwich cookie. So I'm just going to take my knife and slide it right between those and cut it in half because the weight would be a little too much for our little tree to handle. So you can use both of these. Just turn this one over and use this one for a different cupcake and this one for this one. But I'll also show you, excuse me, on some of these you get some really nice character on the back of these, and it almost makes it look like the moon has a crater. So using the back one is a great thing as well. But I'll go ahead and adhere this moon to our tree. So I have my piping chocolate. I'm going to squeeze out just the first little bit because it's cooled some. Oh, I may have to reheat it and to make our glue work. In fact, I am going to have to reheat it. So we'll be right back. Okay, so my chocolate is reheated. My tree is ready to go. I'm just going to turn my tree over, and in these branches right here between the gap, I'm going to just follow those lines with more chocolate. And then I'm going to lay it right down on top of my moon, with my moon just peeking out from behind the tree. I'm going to use my knife and just lift it just a smidge to give it some support. And then I'm going to wait 2 to 4 minutes for that to dry, and we'll be right back and I'll show you what that looks like. So our spooky tree is dry now and complete, and I'll show you what that looks like. Isn't that adorable? It's going to go right on top of our Death by Chocolate Stuffed Cupcake in our next video. See you soon.